Wall of Soundz, Soundz. Wall of Soundz is the third studio album from Irish singer-songwriter Brian McFadden. It was released in Australia on 23 April 2010. The album debuted on the ARIA Albums Chart at #27, its highest peak to date, and spent only 3 weeks in the ARIA Top 50. The album produced McFadden's second Australian #1 single, Just Say So, which features American rapper Kevin Rudolf and gained a platinum accreditation, as well as the second single, Chemical Rush, which peaked within the ARIA Top 15. Background and development. Wall of Soundz was originally going to be released as a side project that McFadden embarked on with American songwriter and producer Robert Conley, known for his work with Australian singer Darren Hayes, but both decided that due to the variety of tracks, McFadden should release it as his third solo album. McFadden and Conley spent over 18 months writing songs together for the album in Conley's studio on Sydney's northern beaches. In an interview with Access All Areas, McFadden said, "A new solo album would have taken another 2 years to write. So Rob and I sat down, and we decided that this was my new solo album. It was exactly where I was musically and made perfect sense." McFadden also spent time in Los Angeles working on the album, and this is where he met up with American rapper Kevin Rudolf, who provides guest vocals on the song Just Say So. McFadden explained, "I loved Kevin's hit Let It Rock. It was good to see Kevin put his own twist on it. He did things I'd never think of doing. He's got his own mind when it comes to records. He's a musical genius." The album also features a collaboration with Amy Meredith lead singer Christian Lowe Russo on the song Not Now. At the time, Conley was working on the album with McFadden. He was also working on Amy Meredith's debut album, and introduced Lowe Russo to McFadden and wound up duetting on the track. Joel Chapman, the guitarist from Amy Meredith, co-wrote the song. McFadden also collaborated with his fiancée Delta Goodrem on the song Mistakes. In an interview with Music Theatre Australia, he explained, "I wrote Mistakes after the album was finished, but it turned out so well, Rob, and I made it fit with the rest of the record. When Delta heard it, she wanted to sing on it." McFadden also stated in the interview that Wall of Soundz is the best album he's ever done. "I know people always say the same thing on every album. This is the best album I've ever done, but for me this is definitely the best album I've ever done. This is the most excited I've ever been about an album. I haven't been this excited since the first Westlife album. It feels like a fresh start musically. It doesn't feel like just another Brian McFadden album." Critical reception. Upon its release, Wall of Soundz received generally positive to negative reviews from critics. Kylie Northover of The Age gave the album 3.1/2 out of 5 stars and stated McFadden has dispensed with the boy band balladry for the most part and enlisted American producer Rob Conley to create some safely sin. Sin. Andrew Murfitt of the Sydney Morning Herald gave the album a positive review, saying the new album marks a shift from traditional pop rock. Garrett Bethel of Essex News gave the album a negative review and stated, "Unfortunately, the material on offer here is very generic electro-pop, filled with so much auto-tune. McFadden's vocals are often quite indistinguishable." He then went on saying, "Overall this is disappointing, but then again my expectations weren't high." Singles. Just Say So, the lead single from the album, features American rapper Kevin Rudolf. It debuted at #1 on the ARIA Singles Chart and stayed in that position for 3 weeks. It spent 7 weeks in the ARIA Top 10 and 13 weeks in the Top 50, and became platinum. The song became McFadden's second #1 single in Australia. Chemical Rush debuted at #18 before reaching its peak of #12 in its second week on the charts. It spent a total of 8 weeks in the ARIA Top 50. It also reached #2 on the Australian Singles Chart which is an individual chart only for Australian artists' singles. Mistakes. The third single released from the album features McFadden's fiancée at the time, Delta Goodrum. The single peaked at #41 on the ARIA Singles Chart, becoming the least successful single from the album, and his second least successful single overall. Track listing. Charts. Release history. References